Okay, we made it to the Blue River. It's Saturday, November 9. We're over here at Scotty's Blue River One Stop, and we picked up a bunch of stuff. Some of the key things, some rat tails or mouse tails. We got a couple of flies that we tie, but they tie better. We got a stonefly nymph as well as rainbow warrior. So those are in the bag now. And then we also got some trout bait, power bait glitter. The rainbow one, and then picked up some of these salmon eggs, the Potski salmon eggs. When it's really murky and cloudy, we tend to use more bait instead of flies, so we're going to give that a shot too. All right, so wish us luck.
All right, we're at Blue River. We're going to do the walk-in area. Got the 608 TFO, and then we also have spinning gear, ultralight. Got a bunch of different baits as well as fishing flies. Let's see what we can do. Alright, so this area we haven't been to before. It's called Desperado Springs. We're going to try starting over there and kind of explore around and get some more lessons learned fishing the blue. Alright, we're over here by the one of these falls or runs. Got an open area. You can see it's very murky, chocolatey brown. Our fishing buddy's up the river a little bit, and he got a couple of hits so far on a power worm. Since we're working these conditions, we're going to go with a near deer, heavier weighted one, and we'll probably put on a power worm under a strike indicator and go from there. Okay, and here's where we're just going to pretty much do some roll casting to get it out, and we'll just kind of let it drift.
All right, so it was a chocolatey water, so it was a bust up at Desperado Springs. So we decided to go down to Hughes Crossing. Ended up taking our ultralight spinning gear and decided to try using some bait. And you can see by the water flow, it's pretty fast, as well as the chocolatey water that made it tough for those that wanted to do some fishing with flies. So we made an adjustment and decided to go with ultralight spinning gear and trying to go for it with some bait. And here we're just going to try going to this one rocky point, and here's where the having a stick, excuse me, or wading stick comes into play. It's really murky. We know there's some rocks here that'll keep you from going too deep, and as long as we just kind of poke away, we're able to find our footing and make it over to that rocky outcropping. So we'll just kind of step there, 3-point contact, and then we'll make it over to the rock and soon be ready to start fishing. Alrighty, cool stuff.
Alright, so no bites on the fly gear, so we went with our ultralight. Got a split shot along with some salmon eggs. Right here, salmon eggs. So hopefully we'll get a bite.
So it was definitely rough conditions here. Didn't get any bites with the bait. You can see how the water's flowing pretty fast, as well as very chocolatey water, as we said earlier. We struck out at the Blue River. It was pretty muddy. Went with different baits as well as fishing flies, and unfortunately struck out. But it's still a win because we're over here at the Colonel's Buffet, Kentucky Fried Chicken, over here at Paul's Valley. It's an all-you-can-eat buffet that's actually cheaper than if you went and got one of the dinner meals. So wish us luck. We're going in. Okay, so we went in and had multiple servings of the Colonel's Buffet. Awesome time there. Although we did strike out at the Blue River, some lessons learned as you go over there when it's real chocolatey water, high flow. Better to use bait instead of fishing flies. So next round, we're definitely going to be going straight to bait instead of trying to gut it out and do some fishing flies and lures and whatnot. But we were able to come back the next day and do much better.
Alright, it's Sunday. We struck out yesterday, Saturday, but we're going to give it a shot again. This time we got a Tandem Rigged Near Deere and a Rainbow Midge Warrior, along with that TFO 6-weight. And we're coming up on Hughes Crossing. The water looks like it's slowed down a little, but looks like it's still a little murky, but we'll see here in a moment.
Made the crossing, and you can see the water is a little bit more clear, about not as chocolatey this time. So this round we're going to go back to that rocky outcropping where we just showed how we used our 3-point means to touch the ground with that walking stick and make sure that we're going over the rocks and making it over to the rocky point without getting dumped. So we're going to start out this morning on this rocky point.
All right, we got a hit. Let's see if we can keep them.
So here's where yours truly decides to not use the net. Should have used the net, ended up losing this one. We think it hit that Rainbow Warrior trailing fly. So we kept at it, kind of fishing the bubble line off that rock, using various flies. That tandem rig seemed to be the one that got hits. We did do some switches with some other fishing flies, but in the end, didn't get anything. We did get some strikes or indications of strikes, but after all, we decided to go ahead and hit the other bank, and luckily that was a good move. We were able to go and fish and get at least fish number one.
All right, second one of the day. First one we lost. Went for the Rainbow Warrior. Trailing fly, olive near deer trailing fly. Okay, we're about 4 foot under the indicator, trailing tandem rig, olive near deer, and a Rainbow Warrior. All right, let's see if we can get another one. All right, what we're doing is we're fishing the bubble line across the bank, looking for any movement in the indicator, and hopefully we'll get a bite.
So as it turned out, we didn't get any more. So we decided to fish just a little bit, and then we ended heading up, or actually down river. Okay, so we headed out to the island, and we noticed a few changes from the last time we were here. We see this big tree and stumps over on the other side of the channel from the island, and we're actually seeing some folks catching them on the fly. So we're just gonna kind of work our way down there. So we'll follow the trail, and as that trail comes to the bank, we'll see that we can work our way down that bank side. It's a well-used trail, so you definitely can find it fairly easily. And it looks like it's fairly shallow. It is. So using our walking stick or wading stick, we'll kind of poke away at it and make sure that we don't slip. And here it's going to shallow, will be some rocks and whatnot, and then it'll definitely drop into this one channel that everyone's kind of fishing at this point. And here you can see some folks fishing the channel area as well as that deeper area. And then yours truly giving it a shot himself, and unfortunately I had to keep working at different flies, different patterns, until we finally found that combination. So we see other folks hooking up, and we're using the olive near deer, the woolly bugger, trailing flies, both in the Rainbow Warrior, zebra midges, as well as some Griffiths gnat that we fish wet as a trailing fly.
All right, after a bunch of hits and misses, ended up getting this guy on a tandem rig. We had the near deer, and then we got the origin of the near deer, the John Deere. So we got him. Took a little bit, but hopefully we can get some more. All right, and there's the John Deere right there. Simple fly. It works though, at least today. And there's the tandem rig we were talking about. Near deer, lead fly, John Deere. Bouncing bottom and getting hits.
Okay, to show you what we're doing, we're casting upstream, and we're kind of mending the line, making sure that the strike indicator is following the bubbles, so at least they're going at the same rate downriver. We know that we've got that dead drift that we're looking for, and setting the hook as soon as we see something strike. And in this case, we've got another trout on.
All right, that'll be number 3. 3 into the net. Get net out. Come on. All right, there's number 3. All right, we may have dinner tonight. All right, so there's the John Deere. Cool beans. Right, bite was really good. Looks like things are picking up here, but a lot of folks had to go back to the Derby. But luckily, we're not playing in the Derby. We're just going to play with some fish. All right, let's go cast the fly.
Okay, so same thing, we've cast upriver. We're kind of doing that dead drift, making sure we're seeing that strike indicator moving same rate as the bubbles going by, and we're mending the line as need be. And then as soon as we see some movement in the line, sometimes it hits bottom, sometimes we snag, other times we'll get a fish on. And that John Deere fly, unfortunately we ended up using up all the John Deere that we had by snagging bottom, but luckily we're going to be making a few more, and do stay tuned. We'll probably put a video out on how we tie that John Deere fly in future videos.
That's a nice one. Gotcha this time. Alright, I got him that time. Also on the trailing John Deere from the near deer. Wow, that was awesome. That's number 4. Let's see if we can get 2 more and call it a day.
Okay, let's see if we can do it again. Again, the cast upstream, watching for that strike indicator, making sure you got that dead drift or got that strike indicator moving with the bubble line, and looking for any movement in that strike indicator. The Near Deere as well as that John Deere give enough weight to bring it down fairly quickly to the bottom, and we're seeing that bounce as it hits the bottom, and then it's pretty much in that money zone where the trout are lurking below. Unfortunately, we did end up losing the John Deere fly as well as Near Deere, so we're going to have to tie it again another time.
All right, got him. He took it. Definitely took it again. Got a jumper. All right. Jumper.
Alright, this will be number 5 for the day. We're going to end up calling it quits as we weren't able to get that number 6 since we ran out of John Deere fly.
Alright. Number 5. Haul on the John Deere so far. So 1 on the Rainbow Midge, and then Tandem Rigged against that Near Deere, and then now on the John Deere Tandem Rigged. Cool beans. Alright, ended up getting 5. Today's catch is 5 trout. Cool stuff.
Alrighty, thanks for checking out our videos, and do like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing on our channel, COAF Field Team. And oh, by the way, do stay tuned because we will get that fly fishing or fly tying video on the John Deere fly. That was the fly that was working for us this round. Alright, till next time, we'll catch you all there, and good luck and good fishing.